Hi, Bob Bars, 807 Park Road. This past week, another little parachute came down in my backyard, and he said there was a good possibility that tonight the Henry Street property might get voted on. Do I see a nod of a head?
It's on the agenda.
It's on the agenda.
Yeah. In fact, if you stick around at the end of the meeting, I'll give you my copy of the proposed ordinance.
All
We
right.
don't vote on it tonight. We vote on it, it's introduced tonight.
That's correct.
We vote on it at our next meeting,
That's correct.
Okay,
but it's on our agenda tonight.
it's on the agenda. Well, Trey, once again, bad timing, he's in California tonight.
It's not a bad timing. It's on the agenda,
Okay.
and I'll give you a copy of it.
Okay. We both just wanted to say thank you for pushing this through on a Green Acres project. That's the best solution for everybody. Bunch of squirrels, raccoons, possums, and everybody were knocking on my door thanking me. And I have one final question here this evening. Does anybody here on the council know why Henry Street and about 10 other streets had surveyors on them this week? There's an outside contractor doing surveying on several streets, of which Henry Street and Lane Street, which are both one-lane streets. And of course, Trey and I are very much interested in this. So, this will be down the road. We will talk about this again then, apparently. But I would like to know what the intentions of Parsippany is on why they're surveying Henry Street.
I just
You're
asked our
aware?
BA, and he says
Then-
he's not aware of anything right now.
I'm not aware,
He'll
but I can check with engineering tomorrow. I have a
Okay.
growing list for engineering, so if you want
Yeah.
to check in with me tomorrow, I'll let you know what I find out.
Very good.
It may not be us, township.
Yeah.
I think it's the township. But, the guy gave me a card, which I didn't bring tonight, my fault.
All right.
But,
You can talk to the administrator.
That
Yeah.
would be most helpful.
Yeah,
If
would
you
be.
can share that information with me,
Yeah.
and I'll.
anyway, on behalf of Henry Street, thank you for everybody. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, seeing no one else come forward, I entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Second. Oh,
Okay,
second.
that was a motion by Ms. Peterson, seconded by Ms. McCarthy. Roll call, Mr. DePiero,
Yes.
Ms. Grignani,
Yes.
Ms. McCarthy,
Yes.
Ms. Peterson,
Yes.
Mr. Carriffy.
Yes.
Floor is closed.
Okay, if all the council members could take a look at the ordinances for.
Council President, we just need
Oh,
to
we have
introduce that one.
We have to do the one, yes.
Which one are we doing?
Page 3.
Page 3.
Page 3.
First one.
Mr.
Oh,
DePiero, if you
that's
could read
the
that one.
Henry Street.
Yes, if you could read that.
Okay. Ordinance 2019:39. This is the Henry Street one. An ordinance of the Township Council of the Township of Parsippany-Troy Hills, Morris County, New Jersey, authorizing the acquisition of the property identified as Block 146, Lot 1, on the tax map of the Township of Parsippany-Troy Hills pursuant to the local land and buildings law. Be it resolved that the above ordinance be introduced, read by title, and passed on first reading at a meeting of the Township Council of the Township of Parsippany-Troy Hills held on August 5th, 2019, and that said ordinance be further considered for second reading and final passage at a meeting to be held on August 20th, 2019, at 7 p.m. prevailing time, or as soon thereafter as the matter may be reached at the municipal building in said township, at which time all persons interested shall be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance. Be it further resolved that the clerk be authorized and directed to advertise said ordinance with the notice of introduction thereof being published in the official newspaper according to law. Motion to approve the above resolution.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. DePiero, seconded by Ms. Grignani. Roll call, Mr. DePiero, Ms.
Yes.
Grignani,
Yes.
Ms. McCarthy,
Yes.
Ms. Peterson,
Yes.
Mr. Carriffy.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, if all council members could read the following ordinances. Is there any questions, concerns?
Council President, number 5, please. The
appropriation for the master plan, is this monies that they have already done the work, or this is monies that we're giving them so they can continue their work?
So through you, Council President, the master plan, as we talked about at budget hearings earlier in the year, that process has already commenced. You know, Susan Favata, she has been the planner of record in preparing the master plan. There have been public hearings conducted. There have been bills that have been processed with regard to that undertaking, but there is a provision in the law that allows us to spread out the cost of a master plan review over a 5-year period. So rather than fund it all in this budget year, this is the process that we will undertake to spread out the cost of that master plan review and the revision process over a 5-year period to reduce the impact on the taxpayers.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to non-consent agenda. There's nothing there. If all council members could take a look at the consent agenda. If there's any questions, concerns?
Are we moving number 6?
Yeah, number 6 again, right. The question was, we're gonna get some assurance.
Yeah, you're not voting on this tonight,
Right.
so I will reconfirm with Mr. Lizza beyond just the report that he provided under engineering tonight to try to secure you the proper assurances, because I know there have been some concerns about this project, and I'll report that back to you either before or at the next council meeting.
This is for next week?
Yeah.
Okay, approval of payroll and bills list. CFO Ancucci recommends authorization for payment. Authorization payment of the 8/9/19 regular miscellaneous payroll estimated at $1,600,000 each, and payment of bills from voucher list of 7/12/19 through 8/1/19 totaling $7,224,058.71. I just have one question. You know, we get this bills list, I'd say maybe 1 or 2 business days before we're approving it. And I just want to make a request, Town Clerk. Can we get that maybe sooner, maybe a week or
What we can
so?
do is we can get it to you a week prior. Is that okay? We can do that? Yeah, we can do that. Well, we'll
Have to be honest with you, the amount of bills that we process are massive. I don't know if I could do it that early, but I'll try.
Yeah, let's see, only because, I mean, it's like 68 pages and we
Yeah,
get
well,
like a day or so to.
We only pay twice a month, and trying to get all the bills paid twice a month is tough. I mean, I'll do the best I can, but for the most part, it's a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, it's just that, you know, we have to approve it, so, you know, you kind of need some time.
If
to-
things moved a little quicker, we'll do the best we can.
I just point out for the council's edification, and I could very much appreciate the council wanting to look over the bill list in its entirety. If I've done nothing else in Parsippany, I've brought you a bills list twice a month. But just keep in mind too that we do only have one accounts payable person for the entire township. So, you know, that does slow up the process, but because of staffing concerns, we do only have one person assigned to this task.
Motion to approve the authorization for payment of the above.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. McCarthy, seconded by Ms. Peterson. Before I go into roll call, just so we've clarified, so going forward, we're going to do best efforts to get it to you a week before, but in any event, no later than, can we get something definitive so I can give the council just a response as far as, do they still get it right with the agenda?
I believe that these bills that are being paid are dated the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, I believe. So I could probably get it, you know, maybe the week, few days before. We'll do the best we can.
Yeah, so I'll work with the CFO.
We'll do the
to-
best we can.
Thank you.
Is it possible to get the list of what you're going to pay?
That's what we're talking about.
Well, if these are dated 1, 2, and 3, this list is
We-
what's paid.
This,
Yeah, they're
I
just-
get 4 of these every 2 weeks. 4 of these.
So do I.
And yeah, he does too. And the issue is that we get a requisition that has to go through the PO process, the approvals. Then the purchase order has to be sent physically to each one of these vendors. That gets physically sent back to us, matched to all the invoices, approved by all of us before the checks are signed. So we go as fast as we can to get this done with one person.
And if we start to hold invoices
Yeah.
back, we're gonna start to get an increased request for prepaids, and then that's gonna
Drive the cost up.
That's something that I don't necessarily endorse. I mean, there's some that you have to pay as prepaids
Yeah.
in occasions, especially utility bills and that type of thing. But as a general practice, this council has an obligation to authorize these bills. So I'd rather not get into the practice of doing too many prepaid bills.
What's
As a
the
matter of fact,
payment-
that was
what's-
one of the comments or recommendations, was not having confirming orders and things like that. So we're trying to speed up the requisition process as well.
What's our days, average days to pay? You know,
I'm
what are
sorry?
what is our, 45 days, 30 days? What's our,
I prefer to pay it as quickly as possible, but by the time it gets through the whole process.
well, no, I mean, aren't there terms that are set on these invoices?
Well, there is. I
Yeah.
mean, I want discounts, but I can't possibly do that here.
The other piece, Council Vice President, is that a lot of it is based upon how quickly the vendor returns the signed purchase order.
That's part of the problem.
So, you have some vendors that, you mail it out and 3 days later you have the returned purchase order. Some of them return them by email, okay?
We want
Some
that.
people, you could go 30 days if they haven't returned the signed purchase order, we're not moving that bill. So that's all within Ashley's realm of responsibility as the accounts
So we have
payable
no
clerk.
set, 30 days, 45 days, we have no
Honestly,
set timeframe.
I would pay them immediately if I could.
Well, I mean,
We're-
it's better cash
you know,
flow
I
if we
can't.
don't, isn't it, though?
It's just such a huge process, a long, arduous process of getting a requisition, getting it approved by 4 people, getting the purchase order cut, getting the purchase order mailed, getting the goods in, having the vendor sign off that they provided the goods, getting it back, getting it signed by the department head and back to me to sign, and then getting it to Keith to sign,
Yeah.
all before we pay it.
I guess I'm just talking about in business, we try and pay as late as possible.
It's a lot different,
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
But, I mean, it is a cash flow, it's a.
Would it be reasonable for us to try to implement a best practices that by the close of business on Friday, the council receives the bill list,
Yeah,
which
great.
would give you 4 full days
Yeah.
before you arrive at a council meeting, including the weekend,
We could do
to
that.
be able to
Okay,
look
so-
over the bill list?
That already happens, so we're on the same, because I already do that already, so
Yeah, she
I want to make
provides
it
it.
clear for the record that we
No,
do
but
that.
I know there are times that it doesn't get out till Monday, because if finance doesn't have it prepared in full, it may not get out till Friday, but if. we
No,
make it-
Ann has been very good about getting it to us.
Yeah, we get it.
So no, we always get it on Friday. Sorry, Mr. B, I
We-
just want
we
to make
have like
sure,
a-
only because it's just a reflection on me not getting it to them in a timely manner. So I just want to like what they do get it on Friday. They get the bills list along with the agenda all the time, unless there have been times, yes, I have forgotten. Flat out, I've forgotten to send it. So they get it on Monday. But they do get that. We'll try to get it to you maybe by Wednesday of that
yeah.
week, right? So this way
Yes.
it gives you an additional
When's
2
the
days.
next meeting, the date?
Well, we can work it that way.
I could have that. I'm be cutting the checks dated the 15th, 16th, 17th, so I can provide them way before because the dates fall in line.
So it depends on the
You see what I'm
dates.
saying? Yeah, we cut our checks on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 15th, 16th, 17th of every month.
How about latest Thursday? Try to do it.
So I can, yeah.
Trying to set reasonable expectations here.
First day has Thursday before the Tuesday meeting. Yes?
Well, let's not commit to the Thursday just yet, just in case if you guys can. I mean, I think the council member would have liked it way before, but we'll do what we can, and we'll talk offline about this to see what the best way to try to get it to everybody. So this way, they have a full picture of the bills
I would say, if
prior
anything,
to.
if we could commit to at least 1 extra day, and then potentially more.
Yeah,
At
we'll
least that would give
definitely.
us an extra day.
I'm even going as far as saying 2 extra days. I
Well,
think we
that-
can do
that
it,
would be
depending,
great.
right?
Wanna
I
commit
think we
to that,
can.
we'll go with 2, and then we
Okay.
can get it any earlier.
Well,
get it
just
earlier.
let's stop there, because we already negotiated down from a week.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's right.
so I think we better stop what we're.
Hey, council member, that's good.
Okay, we take the vote.
Oh, that would be me.
Okay.
So motion made by Ms. McCarthy, seconded by Ms. Peterson. Roll call, Mr. DePiero,
Yes.
Ms. Grignani,
Yes.
Ms. McCarthy,
Yes.
Ms. Peterson,
Yes.
Mr. Carriffy.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, Ms. Peterson?
Whereas the Open Public Meetings Act, PL 1975, Chapter 231, permits the exclusion of the public from a meeting in certain circumstances, and whereas the Township Council is of the opinion that such circumstances presently exist, and whereas the Township Council wishes to discuss attorney-client privilege on 9 Henry Street, contract negotiations, Fire District Number 1, and RD Realty. And whereas minutes will be kept, and once the matter involving the confidentiality of the above no longer requires confidentiality, the minutes can be made public. Now therefore be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Parsippany-Troy Hills that the public be excluded from this meeting. Motion to adjourn in a closed session.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Peterson, seconded by Ms. Grignani. Roll call, Mr. DePiero?
Yes.
Ms. Grignani?
Yes.
Ms. McCarthy?
Yes.
Ms. Peterson?
Yes.
Mr. Carriffy?
Yes.
Okay, we're going into closed session. No action is expected to be taken, I believe. Yeah, so there's no action to be taken after this. So if anybody would like to leave, not that we don't want to see you, but you're more than welcome to go.
I'm leaving this stuff here.
Entertain a motion to reconvene?
Motion?
Second.
Okay, motion made by Ms. Peterson, seconded by Ms. Grignani. Roll call, Mr. DePiero.
Yes.
Mr. DePiero, Ms. Grignani,
Yes.
Ms. McCarthy,
Yes.
Ms. Peterson,
Yes.
Mr. Carriffy.
Yes.
Okay.
Entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Motion.
Second?
Motion
Third.
made by Ms.
Fourth.
Grignani, seconded by Ms. Peterson. Roll call, Mr. DePiero,
Yes.
Ms. Grignani,
Yes.
Ms. McCarthy.
Yes.
Wait, Ms. Peterson,
Yes.
Mr. Carriffy.
Yes. Good night, everyone.
We're adjourned.
Good night, everybody.
Guys, there's a lot of-
Point.